Hello and welcome to Reds Line with me, Richard Partington, where I'm joined today by the Manchester Evening News United correspondent Stuart Matheson. Stuart, you've been casting your eye over the under-21s. What have you made of Phil Jones?
Well, I thought he made a very solid start last weekend against Spain. Not the easiest of teams to play against for a central defender, because they're a little bit Barcelona and the seniors. They don't tend to play with traditional strikers. So a tough gig in some ways, but I mean, there was nothing to dislike about Phil. He's actually overshadowed by Chris Smalling, who I thought had a cracking game and probably was England's man of the match. So that's something for United fans to look forward to in the near future. Then as a partnership. But Phil, you know, he's actually after last weekend sort of worried about whether the move would go through. Obviously, this week it's been confirmed on a 5-year deal. So I think there's a lot to work with there with the young lad.
Do you think the two players, Jones and Smalling, you've mentioned, complement each other's styles?
Yeah, they do. Complement. I mean, they're not. I don't think they're quite as opposite as possibly as Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja. Both Smalling and Jones actually against Spain look very comfortable bringing the ball out of defence and with their distribution. So they have differences and in some ways similarities, but you know, it certainly looks a comfortable combination for England under-21s anyway.
And what are you making of the tournament in general?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I think it's it's one of those. I mean, I think the England-Spain opener was probably, it could well be the final, because I think they're pretty much I wouldn't say streets ahead of everybody else, but you know, they are pretty much the favourites to go all the way, and the quality was good, and there are lots of good young kids to be had at these, to be found at this in Denmark in these few weeks. And I'm sure, well, we know everybody's got scouts there. United have, and as we know, United do like to bring in youth. So it'll be very interesting who sort of catches their eye.
You've had a chance to look at David De Gea for Spain. What's the latest with him with regards to a move to United?
Well, that looks almost a certainty to happen after the under-21 championships in Denmark. He's been identified as the United's top priority as their successor to Edwin van der Sar. So I don't think there'll be any hitches with that one. I'm sure we'll see that probably early July. And from what I've seen of him, I've seen him play for Atletico Madrid. I was very impressed with him. And that was only sort of cemented with one particularly great save against England last weekend. But he's certainly, I know United fans are a little bit concerned that, after the post-Peter Schmeichel era, that they really wanted an established and a regular, an older, more experienced player to tackle the Van der Sar successor job. But, this lad looks like he's got a pretty old head on his shoulders, so I don't think I'd worry too much if I were United fans.
Sure, and just away from the tournament, we see that Wesley Sneijder, the possibility of that move is back on.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, he's been sending out mixed messages as Mr. Sneijder. I think a lot of it was possibly he kind of covering his back. I mean, some of the quotes he was asked by the Inter Milan website. Well, he's not going to say I hate the club and this, that, and the other. He's saying how much he loves the club, which is all to be expected. I think he's in a bit of a difficult position. He does like Inter Milan, but then again, after winning Serie A and being Champions League winners in 2010, they've had a pretty moderate season for follow-up. So I think he's probably looking for something else now. But as I say, mixed messages. But I think part of that is just being, making sure he doesn't upset too many people. But I think that's the one everyone at Old Trafford wants to see, particularly the fans. And I think it's good news that it looks like it's a possibility.